Hey, it's Josh from Josh LM Finance. You've heard the name Bitcoin a million times, you've seen the crazy headlines, but how does it actually work under the hood? Well, today we're going to break it down step by step with no hype.
I hear this all the time. Bitcoin is so complicated. But I want to ask a question right at the start. Is it really that complicated, or is it just usually explained really, really badly? Because once you strip away all the jargon, the core ideas behind Bitcoin are actually pretty logical. So let's do just that. We're going to walk through it together. And really quick before we jump in, just a standard disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. I'm just here to give you the information so you can be smarter about how this all works. All right? Let's get into it.
Okay, so Section 1, what even is Bitcoin? Let's start right at the very beginning.
If you forget everything else, remember this. At its heart, Bitcoin is simply digital money that doesn't need a bank. That's it. It's a way for people to send value to each other directly, without a middleman taking a cut or giving permission.
So, a little history. It was launched way back in 2009 by a mysterious founder, or maybe a group, we still don't know, who went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto. And from that one anonymous white paper, it has exploded into a global asset now worth, well, over $1 trillion.
The idea that started it all was actually pretty radical. What if you could send money online, directly to anyone in the world, without needing a bank's approval? Imagine no office hours, no waiting 3 days for a transaction to clear. That's the core problem Bitcoin was built to solve.
So how does it actually pull that off without a bank in the middle? The magic, if you want to call it that, is in the technology that powers it, the blockchain.
Now, blockchain can sound intimidating, but the easiest way to get it is to just think of it like a special kind of public notebook.
And this notebook has 3 very simple but very powerful rules. Rule 1. Everyone who's part of the network has their own copy of the entire notebook. Rule 2. You can't secretly go back and erase or change any of the pages. And Rule 3. Every time a new page of transactions is added, it has to perfectly match what everyone else agrees on. Now, because of those rules, you get these incredible properties. It's transparent. Anyone can look at the notebook's history. It's tamper-resistant, because trying to change your past entry would mean convincing thousands of computers all over the world to change their copy at the same time. Basically impossible. And it's decentralized. No single company or person is in charge. There's no CEO of Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the big picture of the blockchain. But what does it actually look like when you want to send some Bitcoin to a friend? Let's get practical. This is a really key difference you've got to understand. Your bank account just shows you a single balance, right? A number that goes up and down. A Bitcoin wallet is different. It's more like a collection of digital receipts for all the Bitcoin you've ever received. They're technically called UTXOs, but just think of them as individual digital banknotes.
So let's say you have one of those digital banknotes worth one whole Bitcoin. You want to send half of it, so 0.5 BTC to your friend. The network takes that 1 BTC note, sends 0.5 to your friend, and then, just like getting change from a store, it sends a brand new note worth 0.5 BTC back to you. That transaction then gets broadcasted and sits in a digital waiting room called the mempool, waiting to be confirmed.
And this is where that term, you've probably heard a lot, comes in. Mining. Mining is the process that grabs those transactions out of the waiting room and permanently locks them onto the blockchain. Forget what you see in the movies. Mining has nothing to do with pickaxes. It's basically a massive worldwide competition where powerful computers are all racing to solve a really hard math puzzle. The first computer to solve it wins the right to bundle up a bunch of transactions from that mempool and add them as the next page, or block, in our public notebook.
So why would anyone do this? Why run these powerful, expensive computers 24/7? Well, because they get paid for it. The winning miner gets a reward. It's made of 2 parts, brand new Bitcoin that's just been created, and all the little transaction fees that people paid in that block.
Right now, that reward of new Bitcoin is 3.125 BTC for every block solved. And here's the cool part. That number is programmed to get cut in half about every 4 years. It's an event called the halving, and it's designed to slow down the creation of new Bitcoin over time.
And this predictable schedule leads to one of Bitcoin's most defining features, digital scarcity. Because of the halvings, we know exactly how many Bitcoin will ever exist. The absolute maximum is 21 million. That's it. It's hard-coded. Unlike government currencies, it can't just be printed out of thin air.
Okay, we've talked about the public notebook, the transactions, the mining, and the fixed supply. So let's put it all together. Why does this unique design actually matter?
Well, when you combined all these pieces, you get something totally new. You get a money system that runs on predictable rules, written in code, not on the whims of rulers. You get a financial ledger that anyone on Earth can audit for themselves. You get a supply that can't be devalued by inflation. And you get a network that is always on, 24/7, all over the world.
But, and this is a big but, it is absolutely not without risk. You have to understand this. The price volatility is intense. It can swing wildly. The regulations around it are still a work in progress globally. And maybe most importantly, when you hold your own Bitcoin, you are your own bank. That's empowering, but it also means you are 100% responsible for keeping it safe.
So there you have it. That's how Bitcoin actually works. Whether you think it's the future or just a wild experiment, understanding the mechanics is pretty crucial these days. If this explainer helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps other people find this breakdown.
For the next one, we could break down the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're often lumped together, but they are designed to do totally different jobs. If that's something you'd want to see, just drop a comment below and let me know. If this helped you, subscribe to Josh LM Finance. This channel is building a growing library of clear, step-by-step money explainers you can always come back to, and please share this with someone who needs this breakdown. Thanks for watching.